Link is just dead laying there.
Let's get cursed, everybody.
Today we are watching Ben Drowned, also known as Haunted Majora's Mask. This is an original creepypasta, and I've never heard of it, but of course I've heard of Zelda, one of the best games of all time, Ocarina of Time, obviously, and then Majora's Mask. I played it a little bit later than Ocarina of Time, but I had a lot of fun with it. But basically, this whole cursed video or cursed game cartridge, I guess it is all based on the Majora's Mask game. So let's get into it. We have a little bit of a breakdown to start off with, just to tell us what it's all about, and then I guess we get into the creepiness. Let's do it.
The author of this creepypasta recently moved into his dorm room, starting as a sophomore in college, and a friend of him gave him a Nintendo 64 to play with. The only game was Super Smash Bros., and after getting bored, he decided to look in the neighborhood for cheap deals on video games through garage sales. The interesting deal came from an old man. He gave the author a Nintendo 64 cartridge.
It's always going to be an old man.
It was the standard grey color, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker. The old man gave it for free.
Dodgy copy.
He told him that it used to belong to a kid who was about his age that didn't live there anymore. And that's where the story begins.
Oh, look at that.
Upon
That's a creepy way to start.
The man smiled and wished me well, saying goodbye then. At least, that's what it sounded like to me. All the way in the car.
This is also fake, but gotta love it. Gotta lap it all up.
Something else. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine, and there was one save file named simply Ben. Goodbye, Ben. He was saying goodbye, Ben. I felt bad for the man, obviously a grandparent, and obviously going senile, and I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson, Ben.
So we think this old man was Ben's granddad.
I could tell that it was pretty far in the game. He had almost all of the masks.
I played this game again last year. It's a pretty cool game. This game's not as good as Ocarina of Time, everyone, but it's a lot of fun. It sounds like you need to get a new game, mate. If you're getting flashes and stuff. Oh no. Don't delete Ben. Oh man, just scrap this cartridge. Oh, that's weird. If you're playing this on your own, man, it'd be proper creepy though, I can imagine. Especially at night. I'm kind of lost already. Jesus. Nah, this is a load of rubbish. Right, so that was a long old introduction there, just giving me a bit of backstory about what this guy experienced when he first got the game. And this is just before we actually get the footage of what it was like playing this game. But basically, it was a very glitchy game, and textures disappeared, characters were doing weird things. He would suddenly jump to the end boss battle, but it wouldn't be the boss battle music, it'd be like the normal music, but the Skull Kid would be just staring at him the whole time, and some very weird things were happening. And then we're left with him being stuck in Clock Town, but there was no one there. It was just empty, and it was like he was floating on in the sky, but in the middle of the town. And he was too scared to go into the houses, too scared to go into the places. And when he tried to escape with his ocarina, it wouldn't let him escape. He was stuck there, and he felt like the game wouldn't want him to leave or something like that. And so he decides that maybe if he drowned himself, that would get him out of the situation. And this feels very relevant considering the video is called Ben Drowned, but I guess we'll maybe find out a little bit more about that. But that's basically what it is. And now we're going into the actual footage of the game, so let's see what this guy was actually experiencing.
By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics, but not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why, I was so wrapped up in it.
That should be the first thing you think of.
I tried to shake the statue, but it would literally appear right behind me every single time.
Yeah,
Link
let's see the floating in the sky.
I had never seen him do before. He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly, and the screen would cut to the happy masked salesman smiling again for a brief moment before I was face to face with that statue again. I ended up running into the Swordmaster's dojo
version of the game.
Back. I don't know why, but in my panic I just wanted some kind of assurance that I'm not alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back.
Oh. It just literally appeared. So you basically, I can't remember how you place those statues, but it's a big distraction. You use it as like distraction.
I tried attacking the statue with my sword,
monsters.
but to no avail. Confused and back into a corner, I just stared.
I'm pretty sure you have to initiate that though, in some way. Is it an ocarina? Your ocarina does it?
Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the Happy Mask salesman, and Link turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy, literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo terrified.
What was that scream as well?
Suddenly, the
Creepy.
game warmed to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again.
Oh, I remember this tunnel. This is a temple, right?
As I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started appearing behind me again.
This game is
This time aggressively.
glitched.
I could only take a few steps before it would suddenly behind me again. I hurriedly made my way out of the tunnel and appeared at the Sonic Rock.
This would all kind of not be as scary, but if I remember how you actually spawn one of those statues. Like, if it's just a button, then surely it could just be the buttons pressed down, or...
As I ran aimlessly, in a sheer panic,
But, I mean,
suddenly
this
a red
is
dot
weird.
screamed. And
This
the
is
screen
always
faded
full.
to black, as dawn of a new day, and the vertical lines appeared again.
Oh,
The screen
man.
faded in, and I was standing
Oh, there
on
we
top
go,
of the
this
clock
is
tower
it.
with Skullcat hovering over me again, silent.
There he is, man.
I looked up and the moon was back.
This is
looming
like
just
the last
meters
boss
above my
battle.
head. But the Skullcat just stared at me, hungrily with that fucking mask. A new song was playing.
moon was
the Stone
always
Tower
so
Temple
creepy.
theme playing in reverse. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a shot at the Skullcat. And it actually hit him, and he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow, a text box appeared saying, "That won't do you any good." And I was picked up off the ground, levitated upwards on my back, and then Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him.
Oh my god.
I jumped when
looks
this
like
happened.
it's
I had never
electrocuted
seen
as
this
well.
move used by anyone in the game, and Skullcat himself didn't have any moves. As the death screen played, my lifeless body still burning, the Skullcat laughed, and the screen faded to black, only to have me reappear in the same place.
Very descriptive, this author.
I decided to charge him, but the same thing happened. Link's body was lifted off the ground by some unknown force, and he immediately burst into flames, again killing him. This time during the death screen, the faint sounds of the reverse song of healing could be heard.
If this happened to me, I think I would just
On my
turn the
third
game off.
and final
I wouldn't
try,
even think it was
I noticed that there was
cursed or
no
anything.
music playing this time. All there was eerie silence.
Oh,
I remembered that in the original encounter with Skullcat, you were supposed to use the ocarina to either travel back in time or summon the
Yes.
giants.
yes.
I attempted to play the
correct.
Song of Time, but before I could hit the last note, Link's body once again horrifically exploded into flames.
This is messed,
and
man.
he
This
died.
game.
As the
is
death
broken.
screen neared its end, it began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time Link was lying on the ground dead in a position I had never seen in the game before. His head tilted towards the camera, with the skull.
I've never seen anything like that before.
I couldn't move, I couldn't press any buttons. All I could do is just stare at Link's dead
Link is
body.
dead. Link is just dead laying there.
After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply fades out with the message, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" before kicking me out to the title screen.
It literally kicked you out the whole game.
Upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was no longer there. Instead of Link, it was replaced with Your Turn.
Oh.
Your Turn had 3 hearts, 0 masks, and no items. I selected Your Turn, and immediately when I did, I was returned to the clock tower rooftop scene of my Link dead, and the Skullcat
still
hovering
dead.
over, with the Skullcats laughing, looping again and again.
I mean, I'm not even sure how someone would, like, do this on purpose. It feels like it has to be glitched in some way. I wouldn't even imagine it's been, like, fabricated by someone.
I quickly
How can you
hit the
fabricate
reset
like
button,
a-
and when the game booted up again,
Nintendo
there was
64
one more
cartridge?
save file added below Your Turn, entitled Ben. Ben's save file
Ben's
is
back.
right back where it was before I deleted it, at the Stone Tower Temple, with the moon almost crashing. I turned the game off at that point.
Yeah, man. I think it was about time you
A
turned it
while
off.
later, I started playing again. I loaded up the game and immediately I jumped at the title screen where the mask flies by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh sound, it was something much more higher pitched. Press start, bracing for the worst, but just like 2 nights ago, files Your Turn and Ben were displayed. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier, it seems to fluctuate between displaying the I'll save and not. I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing that the stats were not the same as they originally were 2 days ago. It seemed like he had already completed the Stone Tower Temple this time.
Just on the final day as well.
Summoning
all the
my
masks.
courage, I selected it. Immediately, I was thrust into complete chaos. Sure enough, I was outside Stone Tower Temple, but that's about all that was expected.
What?
The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather Stone.
What is going on?
And immediately a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out greeted me. Link's body was distorted.
Link is
his back was
crippled.
cocked violently to the side, where his
He's
posture
got
was
a bad
permanently
back.
disfigured. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous. He had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize
What is
before.
going on?
It was a blank look, as if he was dead. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly back and formed. I examined what had become of my avatar, and noticed I had a C button item I had never seen before, some kind of note. But pressing it did nothing. Sounds played
what,
back
that
and
note at
forth
the
that I
top?
didn't recognize from the game. Almost demonic
What
in
is
nature.
that?
It was some kind of high-pitched yip or some kind of laugh or something playing in the background. I had all
Oh,
2
here
minutes
it
to
comes
take in
again.
the environment before another one of those fucking Energy of Emptiness statues was summoned, and immediately after I was cut into the Dawn of a New Day screen.
Oh, you used to put those statues on the on those little buttons.
Except
And it
this
pushed them
time,
down.
it was without the vertical lines. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
a Deku scrub in Clocktown. This scene would normally play after the first time you traveled back in time. Tala would say, what just happened? It's as if everything has. But instead of saying start it over, she finished her remark in broken text.
It's
As the
all
laugh
just
of the
still
Happy Man
gibberish,
salesman
man.
played in the background. I was put back in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle. I was looking from behind
the
the
camera
door
didn't
to
even
the
move.
clock tower, watching my avatar run around as a Deku scrub. Seeing as how I really had no place to go because I couldn't see anything, I begrudgingly
clock
went
tower.
inside the door. There, I was greeted by the Happy Mask salesman, who simply told me, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't
Oh,
you?" Before the screen
yes.
widened out. I was determined I felt as a human again. I might as well not have been playing the same game anymore. I was being warped around and there was no sign of a day clock or anything. I took a moment to get to my senses as I looked around the field, and immediately I could tell that this was not normal. There were no enemies and a twisted
the
version
noise,
of
I can hear the sound of the-
was playing. I
the
decided
field
to
as
run
well.
towards Woodfall
It's
before
like
I noticed a
echoey.
gathering of 3 figures off to the side, one of them being Epona.
Epona, with the statue, and the masked salesman.
As I approached him, to my horror, I saw the Happy Mask salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Energy of Emptiness statue just standing there. I figured maybe they were bugged out, but by now, I told myself that I should know better. Nevertheless,
You should know
I
better.
approached him carefully and found that the Skull Kid was playing some kind of idle animation on loop. Same with Epona, and the Energy of
He's
Emptiness
twerking,
statue was
mate.
doing what it has been doing all along, just standing there eerily. It was the Happy Mask salesman that scared me more profoundly than the other 2.
Oh, the head's
He
moving.
too was idle, wearing that shit-eating grin, but wherever I moved, his head slowly turned to follow me. I had not engaged in any dialogue with him, nor was I in combat with him, yet his head still continued to follow my movements. Reminded of my first encounter with the Skull Kid on top of Clock Tower, I pulled out my ocarina, to which the game played the ding sound while
The
you were
Skull
supposed
Kid
to
just
play
twerking.
ocarina, and tried a song I hadn't played yet. The Happy Mask salesman's own song, and a song I've been playing on loop back in day 4.
Oh,
the Song
it
of
took it.
Healing.
It
I
accepted the
finished
song of
playing the
healing.
song, and as I did, an ear-piercing shriek blasted on my TV. The sky
Nah.
immediately started flashing. The Happy Mask salesman's twisted theme song sped up, intensifying.
Oh, this is the
feeling inside
creepiest it's been.
me, and Link exploded into flames.
That's like some
and
Twin
died.
Peaks stuff.
The 3 figures stayed lit up during my death screen as they watched my lifeless body burn. The same fear that caused me to lose sleep 2 days ago started to grip me again as I was met with the text, "You've
This
met
is
with a
getting
terrible
a little
fate,
bit creepy.
haven't you?" For the 3rd time. There has to be some kind of meaning behind that.
I'm assuming
I
they're
had
talking
little
about Ben.
time to ponder as I was immediately given another small cutscene of transforming into a Zora, and now I found myself
Yeah.
in Great Temple Bay.
Zora mask. This game, man, is jumping between levels.
Hesitant
like
but
nothing.
curious to see what the game had in store for me, I slowly made my way towards the beach, where I found Epona. I wondered why the game had decided to put her here. Was the game implying she was trying to get a drink? Unable to take the mask off, I decided that riding the steed wasn't the reason she was placed here. Suddenly I realized that Epona
it's the
kept
water.
neighing, and the way she was angled made it look like she was trying to signal a point to me off in the distance. It was a hunch, but I dove into Great Bay and started swimming.
Swim into the distance, Link. It's a bit dark in here, mate.
Sure enough, I almost missed it. I found something at the bottom of the ocean.
I do
One
see something.
last effigy of emptiness statue.
Is it a statue? Yeah. It's very hard to see. It's very dark. Oh yeah.
I went down to examine it, and suddenly my Zora started doing a choking animation I'd never seen a Zora do before, which didn't even make sense because Zoras can breathe underwater.
That does not make
Regardless,
sense.
my character choked to death and died. And again, the statue was the only thing that was highlighted in my death.
You're
I
experiencing
didn't
what Ben
respawn this
experienced.
time. I was booted back to the main menu, as if I restarted the console. The press start screen was before me. I knew the only reason why it would put me here is because the save files had changed again. Taking a deep breath, I pressed start.
What's it gonna
and
say
I was
this time?
right. The new save files told me about Ben. Now it made sense why the statue appeared when I tried to go to the laundry pool. The
Jeez.
game must have anticipated how I would have tried to escape
Ben
the day before I
drowned.
caught down. The two save files told me his fate. Ben
Do you go to Ben or drowned? Which one do you go to?
After a while, the game appealed to me again. I wanted to find out the secret about Ben, so I started the game again.
Yeah, why not?
The two files, Ben and Drowned, were still intact, ready to be played, ready to be experienced. I opened the Drowned file to notice that I had 3 hearts and no rupees again, but with all the masks now. I decided to dive in. The opening text appeared, and for a second I thought I was saved, but within the blink of an eye, the text distorted. I knew that this wasn't over yet. I came to in the first
Certainly
room
not.
the game starts with, where you normally chase the skull kid. But the
Oh,
music
what is
wasn't
it?
there.
Oh, I thought he was all
It was a
crouched
dead
down and...
silence. A horrifying, cold silence. When I went after the skull kid like you normally should, I noticed that things were different.
Deadly silence in this place, man.
My jump sound was different, and the fade in of the next area was like a Triforce.
Oh yeah, the bridge.
When I landed, I saw
Right in the flower.
the
The
skull
Deku
kid.
plant.
He spoke to me the same gibberish as before, but to my surprise a few lines were actually correct.
What lines? I
Those
can't see anything
lines
correct.
Oh,
Oh, boo-hoo.
boo-hoo. Why the sad face? I just thought I'd have a little fun with you. At this point I lost it. It's like the game knew I was freaking out. When the scene of the transformation started, it was all choppy. For a split second that bloody masked salesman appeared again.
Proper glitching out, man. It's all the Deku. All shaking about.
To my surprise, after the scene, I sounded like the Deku Scrub, but I was actually normal Link. The scene went on like it should, with Tattle getting separated from Tile. I sighed, believing that it was over. But of course, I should have known better.
It looks like Link's like in the ground though.
The same gibberish appeared, and I was forced to play a song.
Oh,
Yes, that song.
what song are you gonna play? Song of Healing?
The Elegy of Emptiness.
Oh.
When I finished playing it, the text started to glitch out. I heard a short scream, and the game faded out with the text. You shouldn't have done that. Appearing. I didn't know what to feel, but I've never felt more scared in my life. I couldn't
If you're on your
believe
own
my
playing
eyes when
this,
the game
does not
came
surprise
back.
me.
Was this Ocarina of
Oh
Time?
yeah.
How was that possible? I suddenly changed games? The reverse Song of Healing was playing though.
Is it?
I was in a cave, and to my horror, every
Best
single
game
line
ever.
of text was replaced with the words, "You shouldn't have done that." The Statue of Truth, the chest, everything in that cave had that horrifying line. I wanted to escape. I wanted to run. I wanted to
Catch a
leave.
fish while you're there as well, in a little
When I
jar.
left the cave, I entered Hyrule Castle, with Malon singing in the background, and the owl speaking to me.
No.
He kept it short. You shouldn't have done that. And with some strange fade out, I was sent to the one place I didn't want to be
Happy
sent
Mask
to.
Shop.
The Happy Mask Shop. He was there too. I tried to run away from him, and when I read the sign, those words were there again. You shouldn't have done that. I felt like I had no choice.
I'd love
I
to.
tried
It's just
to run
really
to
interesting.
Happy Mask Salesman.
It's just,
And when it happened, the game
just
froze
if
with an
someone
error
actually
sound.
made this. It's meant.
Navi saying, "Watch out!" A short high pitch and then a line. One line. Ben.
Ben is getting
is
lonely.
getting lonely. I was almost crying at this point, wondering, what the hell does this game want from me?
Oh, this is a.
I spawned at
This
the
is like
moon
in the end,
with the
isn't
normal
it?
sound you hear of birds. I walked towards the tree,
You find him laying against a tree.
but the skull kid wasn't there.
I bloody love these games though, man. They're so beautiful.
I looked
Definitely
around.
want to play this game.
Nobody to find. When I turned to the tree again, that bloody song of healing, in reverse, started to play again.
Oh, there he
I
is.
knew he was
Big
behind
boy.
it this time. Ben. I turned around and found out that
been
was
called
right.
Ben now.
I'd rather
That's
be
just Ben,
wrong,
yeah?
but I was right. I tried to look
Oh, he's
at
getting
Ben
closer.
when the Happy Mask Salesman appeared with that same high-pitched scream, and then a text, "You will be given one last chance."
Uh-oh.
Back to where it all began. Come play with us. And while that last line was written, the Happy Mask Salesman laughed at me. Dawn of the final day, 24 hours remaining. I braced myself for whatever the game had to offer, but to my surprise I was sent to the main menu. The files changed again, didn't they? Now they write Link, my original file, and
Link's
Ben.
back.
And that's when it struck me.
Definitely go to Link.
I had 24 hours remaining. Until what? This thought shivered me with an intense fear I cannot even describe. I decided to play on. I seriously felt like these were my last 24 hours. Since I had to play with them, I decided to start Ben's file this time. I appeared in Ikana Canyon, and everything seemed fine this time.
Oh, yeah. That's where all the zombies are around the house.
Even after walking and trying on stuff, it all seemed to be over, finally. But I couldn't be wrong more.
Definitely
I
not.
headed towards the Ikana Castle. When I looked at my inventory, I noticed I had a camera shot. Out of curiosity, I looked. And of course, Ben and the Happy Mask Salesman.
Of course. He's trapped in the
I
game.
deleted the picture out of fear, and I wonder whether I should have done that or not. Considering the message from earlier, I felt like I really shouldn't have done that. When I moved on to meet the skeleton, I noticed that his lines were distorted too. I began
It's
to
not
fear the
over,
worst
guy.
when I realized that this is the point where I was actually supposed to learn the Elegy of Emptiness. And of course, that happened.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's gonna happen? Don't wanna play this song.
When I learned it, he appeared behind me again.
There he is. It's Benny.
Ben was there.
It is when you play the song, isn't it? That it appears. Still gibberish, man. Gonna give us an explanation? You're on your own now.
I
with
tried
Ben.
to move, but immediately after gaining control, I was pushed back by an unknown force. The screen turned
Like inside the
bluish,
wall.
and a monster appeared with his side.
Oh,
And a deeper version
is
of the
that?
Skullkid's laugh. He approached me. I had nowhere to go to. No way to escape.
what is
With
that?
one swing, he took Link's life. At the same time, I felt like he took mine as well.
Deep, man. That's deep.
Why is he smiling? The father? Then appeared, as Link shivered in fear. When I respawned, I was at a graveyard, without anything on
Of
my
course
screen.
you were.
No hearts, no timer, nothing.
Please go read one of the gravestones. It's going to say
first
Ben.
tombstone, which said, "The melody that summons the tears of angels rests here." For a split second, I saw my health, only for it to disappear again, as if the game forced it to say that I didn't have any health at all. When I walked to another tombstone, it wrote, "The soul of a brave soldier from Ikana rests here." When I closed the dialogue, I heard a noise from behind. I turned around and saw no one.
You do get all the ghosts around here. All the pose. Getting proper glitchy. What is that noise?
I walked towards one last tombstone, saying, "A vessel that holds wandering spirits rests here." After that, I seemed to trip and fell to the ground. The game had buried me. Perhaps Ben did it. The line, "It'll be our little secret, okay?" appeared. That demonic laugh of the salesman was heard again. I appeared in what seemed to be a twisted hallway, the same as in the beginning
Wow.
of the game.
Inception, boy.
I walked on, and he was there, Ben. Before
Hello,
I knew
Ben.
it, the game froze.
Just froze. Restarting again?
You can't run. Follow it. All I wanted to do was escape, but I wasn't allowed. When I respawned again, I was near those two blasted souls. The salesman and
Blasted souls.
After a while, the game spawned Ben right in front of me, when the screen turned to black. "Please, help me," was written.
Ben, is that you? I don't know how to help you, Ben.
The game then turned to what seemed to be normal. I held a file link and my own name, Matt. The game knew who I was. It decided to spare me from any more harm.
Nah.
When I launched the file Matt, it started with, "The counter resets."
And?
I'm
Game
glad
starts
you
again.
did that.
Did what?
That's the last thing I've ever seen or heard from Ben. The game
Well.
acted normally again, and not a single sign of this being a cursed cartridge ever appeared again. I tried searching for it for days, but I just couldn't find it anymore. It seems that Ben couldn't be helped. He really drowned. In misery. Both his own and mine.
Well, Ben's going to be trapped in that cartridge forever. I'm sure it's probably in a scrap heap now. Do you reckon he kept it? Maybe he kept it. Sitting on his shelf. I thought that was pretty cool. Regardless of whether it's actually real or not, which most of the times it isn't, I think, how did someone manipulate that game? It's very hard, surely. Like, it's a cartridge. Can you really, mod it? I don't even know. Maybe if it's like a emulated version, can you mod it that way? I don't know, but either way, it's pretty cool. And yeah, this all send our thoughts and prayers to Ben if you're still stuck in that game, you poor boy. I hope this video hasn't cursed us, and I hope this video hasn't cursed your dreams either. That was very enjoyable. If you want me to watch any other Creepypasta videos, you can drop them in the comments below. Other than that, please like this video, please subscribe to the channel. We're always uploading videos each week, multiple times a week. So yeah, you can get some juicy content all the time. So hit that subscribe button, and other than that, I'll see you again next time, and goodbye, Ben.